I apologize if you come into this and you don't have a grasp on how a belabox works or live streaming encoders work. I'm not going to talk about the nitty gritty, but I'm just going to explain what I built here and why I built it in this way. So a lot of people will build a belabox system so they can put it on their back, they can walk around. When I do live streaming and I'm walking around doing that kind of thing, I just use a phone on a gimbal and I use IRL Pro, and I don't want to deal with the belabox stuff while I walk around. It's just not necessary for the type of streaming that I do, and I've got a pretty good phone setup. So my purpose of the belabox is for bicycle rides. So I have a rack on the back of my bicycle, and I want to mount the belabox on the back of the bicycle and periodically be able to easily get off the bike, take the belabox with me, like going in for food or something, without switching over to the other camera system. So I do have a desire to sometimes walk around with the belabox. And I wanted to make it easy for it to transport. And I wanted to make it easy to have it on the rack of the bike and not on my back and stuff. So like basically my purpose is not for like long walking streams, but for bicycle and motorbike streams. And then also sometimes being able to get on and off the bike without too much trouble. So this is what I've come up with. I live in Japan and I went to Daiso, which is a 100 yen store, which is like a dollar store. And got this plastic case for 200 yen. It's like $2, right? And I drilled like a billion holes in it and installed a fan on the back that I got for, I don't know, $5 or something, that's powered off of USB. And I'll open the casing up and kind of go through what's on the inside. You can see the fan, and this is a battery bank that powers the Bella. And it has got 4 ports on it actually, which is really actually quite nice, 2 USB-C and 2 USB, one of those A. And the cool thing about that is I'm able to power the Bella off the USB-C port and still charge the battery bank if I want to recharge it and not have to shut down the stream or anything. And then I have 2 extra ports, one for the fan and one for whatever else I need to power. And this is the belabox in a 3D printed casing, and the fan on the Bella. And that is just zip tied. Everything is zip tied basically to the inside of the case to hold it all in place. So I've zip tied the cam link down. I've zip tied the cam link's cable in place so that when you press in on the cam link, it doesn't move back and forth. I cut this kind of like not very well. I didn't have a good tool for it, so I use a drill and just kind of. If I was going to do this again, I'd buy or borrow somebody's Dremel tool and do it properly. But anyway, I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. And I might do another one of these boxes, make it a little cleaner. Other things that I added, I just put a carabiner over here with a SIM tray eject tool so I never forget it. And this is one of my modems. It's a phone that's just hair tied on, because I want to be able to take this in and out because I use the phone for other purposes. It's actually my streaming phone. So if I want to take it out, it's not hard. It's just hair tied in. And it seems like it's pretty sturdy actually. Like it's not moving at all, which is cool. And like I said, we got an exhaust fan here, and that's kind of the internals. The whole thing looks like a hamster cage. So I put a hamster inside. I just hot glued that little bastard down. And then on the lid, this is where I got a little bit creative. I took a couple of very small containers and I put them on with zip ties, just drilled holes through these things and then ran zip ties through. So I can put some extra cables and stuff inside here, and they're just there. So there's one for 2 of them, whatever, more stuffs, right? And on the top, so typically this would be mounted on my bicycle, and I can run it either HDMI or this Bella that I built has got a Wi-Fi unit. So I would be able to just run our RTMP wirelessly in. I haven't decided which I like better. Both have their advantages and disadvantages. But regardless, it doesn't matter. I can take the GoPro and unattach it from the front of the bicycle. And then I can take it and I can put it on the Bella, like the belabox. And now it's all contained in one unit, right? And that's just so like I want to carry it around like really easily and just like put it down. And I do photo walk streams, so I want to be able to set the Bella down and like point up at me while I take a picture or something, then it's really easy to make those adjustments. So I just got like one of the GoPro mounts that's like a 3M whatever, 3M sticky stuffs. And I also took and I put some feet on the bottom of it, like these rubber pads, because some of the zip ties are like kind of sharp. I didn't want them like dinging up people's stuff. And then the last thing that I did is, this is my chat phone. And like I said, I like to do photography, to take pictures and stuff, but sometimes it's like a chat phone. Where do I put the chat phone? Where do I put the chat phone? My wife came with a really good idea. She was like, just take the chat phone and put it inside of a case. So I put a case, and this is super strong Velcro. It's like thick plastic. It's not like normal, like crappy Velcro that you have like on like clothing or whatever. This stuff is like super, super secure. I use it for a lot of different things. So she was like, why don't you just get a cheap case? It's like $3 or whatever. And then just make it so you can stick it to the top of the case. So now I can make sure that's locked. Now like everything is just in a place, and the chat phone is just like there. It's all one like box. It's kind of heavy and it's a little bit like lopsided or whatever because of the battery weight. But for a first go, it's working pretty well, and it makes it easy for me to access the USB ports for getting power. Like if I wanted to run power to the GoPro, right? Like I can just like bust up in here and get the USB-C power. And then just plug it in. It's the other way, and then the other way, and then the other way, and then it fits. Plug it in, and then I can just run the power lead up to the GoPro. And there I've got electricity. So same thing, like if I wanted to power my phone while it was up here, I'd be able to plug it in. And that makes all that really simple. The only thing that I want to do that I don't have in is this is my my other modem. So my one modem is the phone. This modem is the modem. I'd like to have this somehow mounted, like someplace on it. You know what I mean? But like maybe like here would be smart. But I don't want to put sticky stuff on this modem. It's just too expensive, and I don't want to have thermal problems. So I need like one of these things, like one of these not one of these GoPro, one of these phone mount things, right? That would fit this securely. But this one, they're all like, the lips on them are all like not big enough to go around the edge. So I haven't come up with a good way, because like my idea would be like, take this guy and then use the Velcro stuff and then stick it to the side or something. So that the whole unit would be contained, like everything would be in one spot. This is the one piece that I haven't cracked yet. I just can't find this piece that's sturdy enough that I trust it to not drop the modem. In Japan, these things are expensive, like $500. So I don't want to, I don't want to lose that. But anyway, that's my belabox setup, and we'll see how it goes. I've used it a couple of days, but I haven't come to a complete conclusion on whether or not this is going to be my permanent solution. I just thought I kind of went about this kind of probably a stupid way. We'll see how it goes once it gets really hot too. I don't know what's going to happen in the summer. I'm going to have to build like a way to put shade on it on the bike. I'm thinking about a piece of fabric actually. And I'll show you how it all goes in the bike, because I think that's also sort of useful information to see. So it just goes on the back of the rack of this bike, like back here. And then I use a bungee cord to go through and hold this down. And then this is a net bungee for a second thing that comes over like that. So it just rides back there. I'm gonna get a piece of fabric that goes down like this to block out sun and still allow for flow. All right, anyway, I'm done.